Hey there and welcome back. So today we're going to look at something a little bit special, and we're going to look at a vintage hornby train set. Now I say hornby train set, this is a triangle one, and I found it at one of the local shops near to me, and I picked this up for £30. So this isn't kind of going to be like a review, you know, comparing more modern stuff, especially with the train and things like that, because obviously it is old. But I thought this would be so cool to show you, and again, just to see what you can find by looking around, you know, your various shops and everything, what may be near you. So we are looking at this, and as you can see, it's a hornby triangle set called the Freightliner. Now with this set, everything's there, everything is with it, and I find it a bit strange because there isn't a controller with this. So I mean, did only certain sets come with a controller? Was this more like an expansion pack, something like that? Oh, anyway, let's have a look at this, let's see what's inside, and let's check out this like amazing little set. Right, okay, so here it is, and let's see what we get inside this. Now, one thing, and I am going to show you a bit up close, I think this is really cool. We have the instruction leaflet to go with this, and if you look at that, the amount of information on there, it says about batteries. It says about using this with a certain type of batteries. It tells you about the operation, TV interference, lubrication, and on the back shows that this was a bit more of a generic one, because if you see there, that's clearly a steam locomotive, but this is the actual power source that we have, which is on a diesel locomotive. And look at that. It's even got the address from the original location where they were, Margate, and that is just so brilliant to have. And look at this, this is incredible. So if you flick through it, it shows where they're making everything in the UK, around the world. It shows, look at that, service distributors, and I have seen old train sets, but I don't think I can recall seeing one with all of this in, from being like such an old set. So that is just absolutely incredible. I definitely think this is a real good little find. So as we can see, we have got some track. Now I haven't touched this, I haven't done anything with the track. If you look at it, you know, we can see it's a bit rusty, it's a bit, you know, old and tattered, but you know, that's something that can be cleaned up. But there is one thing, look how big and chunky this track is. It's definitely a little bit different from the stuff that we use now. But you've got two straights, and you've got enough curves there so you can make a complete circle with this track. Now on the straights here, if you notice, there isn't anything like you would normally have to put power into this. So yeah, so that is, it shows how things were done a lot differently back then. Now as you can see, we've got our lovely locomotive. Off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure what kind of locomotive this is, so for those in the comments, then please correct me, or at least let me know what it is. We've got a brake van, we have got, so it looks like possibly a mail van, possibly some sort of a cattle wagon, obviously tanker. We've got these little containers on this flatbed, we've got another little like wagon over here, and if we look, I'll just get this one out quickly because I will show you them all. If you remember the video that I did, well, I kind of know where this came from now and how old it is. and absolutely brilliant. So I mean, if I lift this up, you can see that there isn't anything underneath. You know, the box is a little bit battered, you know, it is a little bit broke, but I can't even begin to think how old this train set may be. So what we're going to do, and I best move this out of the way because that's a little sneak preview of something that's going to be reviewed soon, which is an amazing little set. So what we'll do, we'll take all of these out. Let's just have a quick look around them. Let's have a look at the Locomotive, because the Locomotive is really, really interesting. And then let's get them down onto the track, and then, you know, let's see how this thing runs. Well, for you guys anyway, I do know this is a touch noisy. But yeah, you'll see, but it does run. And I will say one more thing. 2, 4, 6. You get 7 bits of rolling stock with this. Now, unless you go for a larger, more expensive set, you know, a lot of starter sets now, I understand they are meant to be cheaper railroad starter sets, but, you know, you don't get this amount of stock in, so it'd be absolutely wonderful, you know, if we got just that a little bit more rolling stock with sets, what we start off with. So, but yeah, but it just goes to show, you know, what you get or what you used to get. So, right, let's get these out, let's have a look at them. And, of course, I'm going to leave the Locomotive till last, so let's just pick one out at random. So we've got a brake van here. This has got a lovely little bit of detailing on this, and for the time when this was created, that's brilliant. As we can see, you know, it is marked, it is a bit dirty, but what I'm going to do, I am going to do another video about seeing how well that we can either, you know, restore or clean all these up. So I think that might be a really cool little video. So that's our brake van. Let's have a look at this. Now, oh dear, you can see there's a bit of something happened with this one. Looks like maybe someone's tried to glue it back on or do something. So yeah, I'm guessing that this was a bit loose and somebody's tried to, you know, repair it, fix it. You can see a bit of a thing there. So yeah, we'd have to see what we can do with this one. You know, got that little bit bent, but hey, look, this isn't a review and say, you know, this is what you should get for your money sort of thing. This is just like a look at and a review of a really old vintage train set. Again, we've got the triangle. I won't show you that too much because I showed you that in a different video when we did a bit of a clean up with it. We've got our little wagon. I'm not sure what the foam's for. That's glued in. I'm guessing someone may have been trying to pop a load in there or had something covering. Well, one thing what I will say with this, I mean, you can see that they are all metal because of this. But yeah, look at the rust on these wheels. That's kind of a something what I'm noticing with all of these. I mean, I don't know whether that's just due to where it was stored, but I find it interesting that this part is rusting and not the wheels, or that I've seen so far. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. But if you look, the wheels there are plastic, and if it is rusted, that so it shows a metal bar with plastic wheels because these are black plastic. So that is interesting. And pop that one down there. Next one looks like a bit of a cattle wagon, and they've all got little numbers on these. This one's looking, so far this one's looking really nice. You know, it's not had anything to do with it. Again, we've got the spot of rust underneath. I mean, you can see there that is a bit rusty, but there's actually weight in there just to help keep it on the track. So yeah, this one needs not as much. It does need a bit of TLC. We've got the tanker. Now this may have seen quite a lot of use considering, you know, how mucky this is, but again, yeah, I've got a bit of a bent coupling hook there. A little bit of detail there. Made in England as well. That's nice to see. And yeah, this is really cool, checking all these out. And then we have got this. Now, it's obviously it's a flatbed with some form of container on, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure what these are. So if anyone can give us a clue, but these are removable. Look at that. So you know, we can try and take these off. We can try and, you know, clean them up a little. If the camera won't focus, there we go. So yeah, it'll be interesting if someone can tell us what they are. But as we can see, you've got the same flatbed there. This is in great little condition, this thing. And yeah, that is absolutely wonderful underneath. And again there, made in England, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, and look at that, this body looks like it's just those two little clips there. What hold it on is that simple. Right, so that is all our rolling stock. So what I'll do, I'll just move all these further back like that, because the next thing, or the last one we're going to look at, is the locomotive. Now this may just take me a second to get it out of the box. Ooh. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's alright, it's just falling apart off camera, and you'll see why in a minute. So this is our locomotive. Now, you know, there are quite a few marks on this and whatever, you know, someone has tried to repair it or done something. But you can see there, just the roof's a bit on the dirty side. You know, again, it's a vintage train set. We do need to clean this up. But that's really handy. The roof is easy to remove, so it's easy to get to all the insides. And when we look at the inside, now, I'm not sure, you know, if someone knows or can correct me, that would be absolutely fantastic. But this clip holds the motor bogie in place. I'm not sure if that's how it should be in or if it should be assisted, because the motor bogie on this, as you can see, sits through the top. But if we look, there's glue here, there's quite a lot of glue. So, and this looks to be threaded. So is there an actual plate that should be on here, you know, to help hold it in place? And this has just been done as like a temporary fix. So yeah, that'd be really interesting to know. So we've got some weights in there. You can see there should be a screw going underneath to hold that little roof section on, which is just here. Let's just pop that there. As we can see there, you know, it's been repaired, it's had some stuff done to it. But hey, with the age of this thing, you know, this looks in, I think, pretty decent condition. And you did see the bogie come out, and this, I think, to be honest, is an absolute fantastic idea, because as you can see with the clip or possibly the screw, that is how simple it is to get access to all the workings. Now there is one thing with this. If you look at this here, as we can see, you know, you've got your 3 axles on the back. But if we look underneath here, there's actually only 2. As you can see, they're both driven, but from what I read on this, it looks like you've got 2 magnets here to help it stick to the track, and it does say to increase the load pulling capability. So yes, that's really, really cool. So let's just have a look at this for a second, because we know what the inside of more modern ones look like. But just look at this. You've got those massive brass fittings to pick up. They go straight over the top and then join towards the other side. You've got a very, very big motor on the inside, and look at this, you don't have plastic gears off the motor, you've got a metal worm gear on both sides. Yeah, I've got 2 plastic gears underneath, but as you can see, you know, it does need a bit of a clean up. But just look, just like what the engineering was back then. I mean, this is all metal, it's not plastic. And I would absolutely at some point love to take this apart. But this is just brilliant. I mean, look, you've got solid metal connections going down there. As you can see, that one's had a bit of a repair done to it, and you can really, I mean, look at that motor in there. That looks like quite a chunky motor that is just, well, secured in there somehow. So yeah, so we will, when I'm doing a bit of like a restore on this, or restore stroke clean up, you know, we will get into this a little bit more. Need to do, oh, and to help with moving, see this underneath, it just goes into this massive plastic cavity. So this is just fantastic, just to see, you know, how things were made that long ago. So that will fit like that. Then we have our clip, which is it? That's not doing, I think it's this way. If I am correct. Yep, well, it seems to be holding it in anyway. Oh no, and it's just come off. Ah dear, right, hang on, let's try this again. Let's try it the other way, see if that helps. I don't know if it will or it won't. I think this I think this definitely needs something doing to it. But let's just very quickly pop that roof back on, so hopefully it doesn't spring off again. So what I'll do, I'll very carefully, especially with this, let's take it all down to the layout, and let's just have a little look at this thing running around. So as you will hear, this is incredibly noisy, but don't forget the age of it as well. But as we can see, it is running. Now it did take me a little bit to get it moving, but that is just because the contacts on it are so dirty. And yeah, I'm sorry if my voice is a bit quiet, so I'll tell you what, let's just bring this round. Yeah, so as you can hear, this is really noisy, really loud, but you know, it's just the era what it came from. And yeah, it did take me a little bit to get it going because some of the contacts was dry. And I know I am saying this again, but I don't know if you guys would have heard me before. So we had to do a little bit of playing around with it to get it running, but as you saw, it was running fine. A great set of wagons to go with it. And check this out, with me doing basically next to nothing out of the box, this is working. So I am going to do a full strip down on that, and yeah, let's see what difference we can make. So that'll be interesting. So hey, if you want to see do that, or I mean, I may just decide to do it anyway because that could be a cool little video. And yeah, let's have a look what we can do with this. So let's just turn control up, see if it'll head off again. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. And I tell you what, considering the age of this thing, that's just on full speed now, and it is starting to get a bit better. That's moving at quite a decent speed. So yeah, so there we have it. So let's just follow it, doing a lap. And let's just finish it off there. So I really hope you've enjoyed me looking at this vintage train set, or with being a triangle on a really vintage train set. And yeah, I'm excited for I'm looking forward to the next one that I can maybe find or review, or I suppose a couple of the ones that I have now could actually be considered vintage. So yeah, so let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think about this. You know, do you have any trains that are this old that still work really, really well? And absolutely love to know. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up, like and subscribe, and we've just got past 700, so thank you so much for that, because we're getting closer to our goals every single day, and you guys are doing that, so thank you so very much. And with that being said, we shall see you in the next video.